Hey, so how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, this is your podcast.
This is how we're actually keeping myself up right now. Yeah, but it is really dark. Let's see. Oh. No.
That did not work.
That's it's like the ISO is like.
Find Yourself podcast. Take one.
Oh, now it says record. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so question,
Yes.
how did you get to San Francisco? How did you end up here?
So basically, my friend Crystal. So shout out to Crystal.
Hello.
She basically came to my house after, what was it?
Picking up my baby cousin who's
Yes.
way over there.
They're chilling. So basically, she came over to my house to drop off my phone charger, and you know, it's always like that thing where you leave something in someone's car to be like they're always going to come back to you. So, so she came back to my house.
Well, you were really sweet. I desperately needed a charger because I live 2 hours away, and my phone had 4%.
And you don't know that my phone has been dying a lot too. So, and I keep forgetting to put my phone charger in my car. So basically, what happened is that my phone was at 4%, and I was praying to God that I would get home after church because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get home. And I tried to charge it at church, and the charger was not working. So I was like, dude,
I'm desperate for my charger back.
Yeah, I was like, please. And then literally, it's funny because God got me home at 2%. Yes. And I'm here for it. So basically, Crystal came to the house after picking up her cousin and Wednesday.
Okay.
So yesterday, yeah. So yesterday she comes to my house at like 10 a.m. and you know, she comes in and she's like, hey, so we're going here to Morro Bay and stuff like that. And she's like, you want to come? And I go, now? Like, what do you mean? Like, right now? Like, what do you mean? Now? I don't get it. And she was like, yeah, like, now. And immediately, like, I'm trying to think of everything that I need to do, all my plans, all my goals, like, if I finish, like, my job.
Am I free?
Am I mentally available to be free? And then I realized something that I told my friend is that I told him, I'm like, you're only going to be in the season once, so you have to enjoy the season that you're in, that you don't know, like, what God's putting you in, right? So, oh, puppers, hi puppers. So, you don't understand the season you're in. So I realized, I'm like, you know what? If they can go out and enjoy their life, like, why can't I? So I decided to say yes, because I'm in this yes season of my life.
Yes,
and
yes.
we are in this yes season. And I decided to say yes, and then she kidnapped me, and now
You packed
she didn't kidnap
pretty
me.
amazingly. You like packed in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's so funny because it literally, the clock said 10, and I ran upstairs, grabbed my PJs, grabbed like a little bit of clothes, and I'm like, I'm only gonna be here for a day or two, it's fine. Little did I know, right? And then so I literally packed all my stuff in a duffel bag, ran to the car, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then we go to Morro Bay. It turns out great. It was a beautiful drive, beautiful conversation.
Went to my favorite Thai restaurant. Shout out to Noi and Doi's small Thai cafe.
That was a good
We have to like
one.
link that or something.
Yeah. Link in bio.
You gotta try it.
Link in bio.
We're
like,
gonna
use
be
my
influencer.
I'm like, use my discount code.
We're gonna be influencers for the Thai food.
Like, I love Thai food. My trainer's gonna kill me, even though we just posted a podcast about health.
It was delicious.
But we love it. It's fine.
It's not junk food. It's delicious.
It's not junk food. It's great. So we went. So then we did that. We went to Morro Bay, and I took his photos. There's some photos that you guys are gonna see. Check out my films. You guys see it. And then we were going home, or we were in Morro Bay, and then her cousin was like, oh yeah, like we're gonna go to San Francisco. And then they're like, when? Tomorrow. You wanna come? And I was like, we're going to San Francisco? I'm like, what do you mean we're going to San Francisco? I'm like, the only time that we go to San Francisco is literally like my mom being like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to San Francisco in December, like when I come, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, for sure. And then I realized, I'm like, you know what, YOLO, because you only live once. And
So you said yes.
so I said yes to the season, and now look, I said yes to this opportunity, and now look, we literally went to San Francisco.
Well,
and
cutting to back Morro Bay.
yeah,
This conversation happened while we were on the beach.
in the
in the beautiful Morro Bay section of
you see this
life.
huge rock. You're
But
like, whoa, what is my life?
Someone had to pee really bad.
Oh, well, that's a little TMI. Okay.
And we had to walk all the way to a hotel.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, okay, so the story about Crystal is that she likes the earth.
I do.
And she likes to feel the earth.
I am Native American.
With her feet. And it's something very different for me because I like to wear shoes.
My friendship with you is just challenging who you are.
Yeah, so I was like, this is a little different. I'm not opposed to it, but it's fine. So we were walking in Morro Bay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, we're just in sand, right? And she goes, yeah. So I don't bring my shoes.
She put her shoes in the car, confidently thinking I was right. But I didn't anticipate people wanting to pee. So technically it wasn't my fault.
And I didn't anticipate walking barefoot.
On gravel. And
on the
cement.
street. So,
At least there weren't any pokies.
Well, literally she's just walking so nonchalantly. And then literally me and her cousin are like, ow, my foot, oh my god. And I don't think, how do I explain it? I don't think I am a girl's girl. I am a girly girl. But I can do
you could do hard stuff.
I can do hard stuff. I do hikes.
She boxes.
I can do things. I can do the countryside.
She just can't be barefoot, guys.
It's just not on the ground. You don't know who people drive on this. You don't know what germs can go on your feet.
That's why I'm never sick.
Yeah, but you don't know.
It's called earthing.
No, that's
Google
called
it, guys. Google it.
No, this girl's a hippie, and
Lord.
it's fine. But we're here for the best hippie I know.
Okay, so flash forward to
yeah,
we were driving home. It was around 9 o'clock.
yeah,
8 o'clock at night.
yeah.
And some stuff happened with a text message, and that was really cool. Can you explain some stuff about that? Someone was saying they had a dream about you.
Oh yeah, so my friend Ashley, shout out to Ashley, I know that her and her sisters watch my YouTube channel. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. And so she messaged me and she basically sent me this voice note and she was like, Abby, I feel like you have a really big purpose, for you, I see you on the altar. And she just spoke, she basically spoke a lot of things about my purpose.
A lot of life.
And which is crazy because I actually had a dream about someone else a week ago or a week or two ago, and I told them about it. And I told God, I'm like, oh, how funny would it be if someone had a dream about me?
Well, that's a desire you wanted.
Yeah.
You wanted that. It wasn't funny. It was like, no, Lord, I want that. I want
what a
someone to speak
coincidence,
into me too.
but there's no coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And it wasn't funny, but it was just crazy to think about.
That happened.
I took some time off of serving, and they've actually been talking about serving at church, and I kept feeling a certain month of when to serve again, but I've just been, because that's a big commitment, so I'm like, but when she spoke this word over me, I just felt from God,
it made sense.
It was time, it was confirmation of, what I'm doing is right, and, to really see, the purpose why I'm here.
That's
so,
awesome.
It's a beautiful word, so you guys ever feel something for someone, don't strain it,
don't hold back,
don't limit God, don't hold back,
That's
don't limit
good.
God, and listen to his voice and listen to what God says.
Amen. Today in San Francisco,
Yeah.
what was your favorite part of the day? I know you said you really wanted to see the bridge.
Yeah.
How was that for you when we were driving up to it? I want to know. As a first timer coming from Miami.
Yeah, so
how was that?
I've been to LA my whole life.
As a Californian, I really want to know.
But I've never been to San Francisco. So it's always been a dream of mine to go to San Francisco to see the bridge and stuff. I've never really said, I'm like, oh, it's my dream to go to San Francisco, but I've always secretly wanted to. Yeah. So what I was telling Crystal before is that I've never been surprised or excited for something before, because I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen LA, or I've seen this. We went to Solvang, it was really nice. And we went to different places and it was really nice, but it wasn't something that really excited me. until I saw the bridge, and then it was like this moment that we were playing Welcome to New York,
Yes.
like under the bridge.
Welcome to New York.
Even though we were in California, but it just felt like such a surreal moment, and I was fangirling. I'm like, oh my god, this is such a surreal moment. We're in San Francisco. Like, I had my head out the window, like looking. I'm like, oh my god, we're in San Francisco, and we're literally looking at the bridge, and it's so beautiful, and like the weather was so beautiful, and like there was no fog, and it was just an amazing experience. I was genuinely happy, and I felt very overwhelmed in a good way, that I was like, I can't believe I said yes to this. That the fact that we are here, like we drove 5 hours to...
Woke up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, woke up early to do that.
Perfect traffic. It wasn't too bad at all.
It wasn't too bad, and then now we're here, so it's just wild that we're here.
It sounds like God's really put you in a season of making your dreams come true. One, like, you came from Miami to Florida. Or
Miami
from
to
Florida,
California,
yeah.
I was like, Miami to Florida, yeah.
And now, like, this, it's not a huge thing. You're not living in San Francisco, but, like, to be here and to kind of just experience it for the first time, like, that's beautiful.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I didn't really know my purpose why coming here, because everybody was asking me, like, what's your purpose why coming here?
Wow.
What's your purpose of coming here? And then...
And you feel obligated to give them an answer.
I feel obligated to be like, why am I not working? Like, why don't I have a job right now? Why are these opportunities just failing me? Like, why is everything not going as to plan? And sometimes God gives you some things that you need, and he will give you what you can handle. So I've had to, I was telling my friend this, I was like, I've had to 110 or like 1,000% solely just trust in God. And that has been the scariest but the most beautiful, this has been the scariest but most beautiful season of my life.
It's a rewarding season.
Yeah, and honestly, like, imagine, I was literally telling my friend, like, dude, you can literally go and do what you want. Like, we are living in our answered prayers right now. I prayed for this. I prayed that one day I'll have a morning routine. I prayed that I'll have a skincare routine. I prayed that I would be able to travel without recognition. I prayed that I'll be able to have kingdom friends that enjoy traveling and loving, like, this journey as much as me, and doing business and things like that. And he surrounded me by people. And, like, even I was explaining before that a lot of people, when they move, they feel alone because they don't have friends, they don't have this, they don't have that. But I genuinely have not had that problem. It's just God is such a beautiful God, is that as much as he likes it, like, he takes people away from me when it's not the will of God for them to be in my life, he'll also bring people to me that are supposed to be in my life, you know. So
that's good.
I've learned to just learn to love to be alone, but also I've also, you know, learned to open myself up to friendships, and that has been a different season for me, because in Miami I would close myself off to friendships. I would not, like...
You were not this person I know now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? Would we even be friends?
We probably would, because you're a very genuine person, and I get drawn to very genuine people.
Thank you.
And, like, you know, people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
But in Miami, I...
Probably not enough time to develop our friendship.
I was definitely a workaholic.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Abigail, and I'm a workaholic, and it's fine. Like, literally last night I was editing photos till like 2 a.m.
And I told her, I need you to drive tomorrow. You need to go to sleep. And I was just like, Abby, you're killing me.
You're killing me, spouse.
But, like, that's also the cutest part about everything. Like, I could be completely honest with you and not feel the need to, like, yeah,
I don't feel like we've only known each other for a month, like, and I can't wait to, like, do, like, I know this is a podcast, but I can't wait to, like, do a podcast with you and just sit with you and be like, how do we meet? What's our love story? What happened? Because I'm usually the interviewer, but it's fine. You're interviewing me.
I'm definitely a person that's very comfortable behind the camera.
Yeah.
But
it's fine. We don't have to record it. We can literally, we'll just record me. Anything you wanted.
No, I think that'd be weird. But like, no, I loved being able to get to know this Abby, because you keep talking about just different ways that you lived your life in Miami, and definitely get drawn to people who love life, who have fun, who are willing to say yes. And it's funny that you've been in your yes season ever since you've met me.
Yeah.
Or like even weeks before in preparation, coming down to LA for your yes season. Like everything about your yes season has been so beautiful, and I've seen like God manifest just in the way that you're able to talk to people, talk to youth, talk to like even my cousin. Like I think it's so powerful to have that love from an older mentor, because I wanted someone to believe in me at that age, you know, and like I make it my life's mission now to be that same leader. It's really hard to get on their level and to tell them without judgment, I love you. And where they're hearing from their parents, they're messing up, they're doing all the things, and it's just like, no, they're just discovering who they are.
And I definitely feel like at the age, like I've always felt this as well. Like I always feel like at like the middle school age of like 13 to 17, like middle school to high school, like that's the prime time where people are, yes, but also like the youth they're always like us, like we were trying to find out who we are and like what we're passionate about and like our purpose in life, you know, like we're talking about like what is our purpose, what is our goals, what is our dreams, like what are things that we love, like we're always looking for our purpose, you know. And I think the fact that now I'm 28 and I've been through some life, that I've been through, you know, trials, tribulations, I know how to do taxes now, like,
good Lord,
you know, like I'm learning finances. Like I wish that people like me and Crystal were talking about this before, I wish that people taught me about these real life situations, like not just about like
economics,
you know,
French.
Like AP classes. Like I don't need AP classes. Like I need taxes, and I need
life skills
to put money down for a house. Like I need to learn life,
or even to learn how to manage like the market.
Like
you
the
know,
stock market.
yeah. Like
I still don't know.
no one really knows except for the elites, and then the elites kind of show their kids, and it's just like this corrupted economy where like we are letting kids in high school become adults and maybe even parents without any basic living skills whatsoever, like knowing how to do taxes, knowing how to budget for groceries, knowing how to budget for gas. And we're living in this povertized mindset. Oh, we have all the Gucci, we have all the Skechers or whatever, Converse. I have Louis Vuittons. I'm like, I have no idea what's real or what's not, because like I really could care less. I love thrifting, but there's a space where it's like, if I'm povertized and I have something of value, therefore I'm valuable.
Yeah.
Instead of I'm valuable from the Lord's perspective of I'm his child, and I may have little means, but I am going to use everything I can for the kingdom.
Yeah, and I always say this, like people, like they don't find out who they are by what they do. They find out who they are because like of what God shows them they are. Like they're a child of God. Like, you know, God is the owner of silver and gold, and the fact that he can teach us these things is beautiful, but we definitely need to learn and teach kids and things like that. Like there's even this book that I was talking to them about, is that I want to like read, is Rich Dad Poor Dad, because well, to invest and you know, multiple streams of income. That's such an important thing. Like these little things, like if I knew these little nuggets when I was, and I'll probably do an episode like later on, but if I knew these nuggets when I was 17 or 18, by the time I was 25 I'd probably be a millionaire, you know. Like so that's why I encourage anyone, like you can always make your hobby small car. It's okay. I'm like, you're gonna feel it. I'm so sorry. I was like, it's such a small car. I'm like, you can always, how do I explain this? You can always make your passion and your hobby into like income. Yeah. I was supposed to say cash flow. I'm like,
that works.
Yeah,
too.
it's an income. Like you can make it into a full-time income, because you know, everybody wants like the influencer life and this and that. That's great, but it's not going to come easy. Like you have to work hard for it, and you have to put in the work, and you have to sacrifice.
You have to be smart.
You have to be smart, and obviously, like I definitely believe finish your education. You know, like I was raised to finish my education, but I also learned that business is such a huge asset that you can make money work for you. So that's my tea. Point blank period.
That's your spiel. Speaking of tea,
Oh God.
Back to Morro Bay.
Okay.
We were thrifting, and then what did we find?
Oh my goodness. So
This is how big of a
we
hippie
just
I am.
found like these random things, right? And so the first thing we found was this big old.
I was so thirsty.
Oh, I didn't know that. We found this unsweetened tea.
Literally on top of a trash can. Like somebody thought to throw it away, but didn't.
But it wasn't open.
Right. It was like sealed, completely fresh, brand new.
Yeah.
Brand spanking new out of the grocery store, and just sitting there. And I was like thirsty out of my mind, and I was like, no way.
Yeah, I didn't drink it.
No way.
She did.
I totally did. I unsealed it. It was perfectly sealed.
I was just scared it's expired, so I'm like, I
It
have
was
faith.
not expired. I looked at the date.
I know. I was like, I have faith, but not that much. You know?
And like I drank it, and I said, "Thank you, Jesus." Like He provides.
Amen. Holy Spirit activate, because I was like, couldn't be me, dog. Couldn't be me.
And then I was really cold after getting back from the trek to the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And I found this random sweater hanging on the fence. Like no one was going to claim it. It had been there. It looked like it was abandoned. And I was like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'm really cold.
You're like, sure.
So I put it on, and I thank the Lord for keeping me warm.
Nice.
Like, that's just a day in the life with me.
We love that.
Which is really fun because you get to see how I live my life.
I mean, barefoot, foot on the floor, jackets and tea. Like God provides. Like it, like literally, God will provide in the most spectacular and random way possible. But
It just sounds like modern day John the Baptist.
literally, I told her, I was like, do you know who she reminds me of?
Oh Lord.
Of like that prophet in Jesus Revolution. I'm like, dude, you are that person. You are that hippie.
Oh my
Minus
gosh.
like the drugs. Like literally, like you are the hippie, and that's great.
Which is not a bad title. I love
not.
being able to be judgmental
But you're
free
free,
and
yeah.
loving and caring and
And I love that. Like I have always been like stick to the rule, very like schedule, strict like this, and to be around someone who is so free and so kind and so like loving to all is and like doesn't care, you know. Like I think that's so beautiful, and that makes me feel more carefree and enjoy where God has placed me.
yes.
You know, the fact that I can say yes to, hey, let's go to San Francisco. Sure. You know, why not?
And so what a season too, because you've worked hard. It sounds like all your life you've just been like at it.
Yeah.
And then to not work and to relax and to have a time of rest
It's
in
hard
this
for me
season.
to relax.
Right. But like God is
I'm
literally
always
telling
worried.
you
He's like,
you have
chill.
to do this. Like I'm
Yeah.
not letting you do anything but rest.
Yeah.
And
But-
it's like, what is it preparing you for, right? Because I find
Yeah.
the most restful seasons have a future of very extravagant work ethic.
I've seen God provide for me, like, in so many ways. Like, He literally paid my rent. Like, He gave me the amount that I needed 2 days before my rent was due.
Yeah, bless you with a
Blessed
job.
me
Yeah.
with a job. He blessed me. That didn't go through, but it's okay. But, you know, I still got finances for that.
Yeah.
He blessed me with groceries that my aunt felt from God to come to LA. She's like, hey, I felt from God to come May this and this and to pay for your groceries.
Wow.
And then I told her, I was like, that's crazy. I legit didn't have a job yet, and I just ran out of groceries that week. Like, how could you have known to come this week? And she's like, I kept hearing God. And then when I went home, my mom, like, I wanted to do skincare. Like, it's like a simple thing, right, that I wanted to do. And my mom had a whole skincare routine, and she's like, here's $30 to check in this bag that your sister left and fill it up. I filled it up with pots, pans, this, that, skincare, God knows, makeup wipes, like toilet paper, like things that you don't think that you need.
And you're like, oh no, I'm an adult.
But you actually need it. You're like, oh shoot, I'm an adult, and adulting is hard, and this is what we're here for. Let me make sure I don't get ran over. It's like, when I moved here, I was supposed to pay like for UPS, and they're like, hey, don't worry, you know, like you don't have to pay for it. You're new to the neighborhood, welcome. Like, I'm like, what, God? Like that's so crazy. And like my friend paid for my like a food convention that we went to. They're like, hey, we'll pay for it. But another friend of mine, I want to watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, yeah, I'll pay for it. She's like, no, don't worry. I'm not gonna, like, you don't have to worry about it. And now, like, Crystal, like, we're gonna go to Disneyland, and she's like, yeah, I got it. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean that? Like, it's just like these little things that I don't ask for.
Yep.
And then God is just like, here.
Amen.
And
what does that say?
that he loves me and he cares, and he's like he's got me, and it just makes me have 110% faith in God, because honestly there's not one time that I have not been at church where I have not given.
Right.
You know, I've always given to God what is, you know, meant for him, and things like that. And I never come empty-handed. Like, that's always been a goal of mine. I was like, look, even like I'll never say I'm lacking. I'll never say anything, because there's power in what you say.
Yes.
But what I do say is that it's in the process of working itself out.
Amen.
So, but I've never lacked. Like, I've never lacked for anything. So I think that's so funny. I hope like the single's good. I hope the single's good.
It's awesome.
We love the editing. I'm like, I'm just kidding. You're doing great too.
It's just really cool to see, like, where God has proven time and time again that he's not left you, and he's not told you a passion or a vision and then dropped you, right? Like, once he places you somewhere, he is faithful to lead and guide, and maybe not 1,000 steps ahead, but one at a time. Yeah. You know, and like, I think that's the best part about moving cross country as an adult in her late 20s, gonna rock her 30s soon. You literally have a space to let God show you exactly how to trust him, more than have clarity in your life. Like, I was reading through Mother Teresa, where there's love, there's God, and that phrase that I read literally stuck out to me for the rest of my life. I read it when I was 20 years old. I'm 33 now, and it still to this day is so vibrant in my life, where Mother Teresa says to a lawyer who came to visit her in Calcutta, in her compound where she treats lepers and ultimately helps them pass away. And he was like, you have so much clarity in your life. It looks like you just, you know, are able to go forward in life without fear or worry and all this clarity. And she told the lawyer, like, I don't have clarity, young man. I have trust, and a good amount of it, you know. And I think, like, in this season of your life, God is teaching you what that looks like beyond knowing everything, because it doesn't say, hey, rely on what you know. The Bible says, do not
lean on your understanding.
Yes, but in all your ways acknowledge him. Like, there's a space for the unknown.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Yes.
And I think the unknown is just scary to a lot of people. It's like, how is this going to get done? How's that going to get done? And how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? And
how am I going to live?
Like, how am I going to survive? But it's just, I think that's the beauty of God, is that, like Crystal said, is that he shows you one thing, and you just have to trust in it. Yeah. And literally, I'm like, dude, God brought me this far. He gave me a good apartment. He gave me a good place to live. He gave me good food over my head. His roof over my head. He gave me a lot of things. Like, who am I to complain? I have a good church. I have good ministry. I have good backbone. Like, I don't have anything to complain about. So, and I'm living in this area that is so beautiful. You know, it's so, like, you see the mountains and the sea meet each other, and, like, I don't know, you just live in this place where it's just beautiful. And I'm not, like I was telling her, I was like, look, I was always at church, I was always working in church, serving in church, that I never had time to talk to people about God. Like, I never got a chance to actually go out. I felt like those 4 years at King Jesus, or like those like 17 years, like however long I was there, it trained me to be where I am now. And now I'm free to talk to people about God, and free to talk about, like, to you guys, and be able to, you know, minister and, like, be be able to open up my heart about what God has taken me, and yeah, like, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Anything else?
Anything else? I think I'm just excited for the future. Like, I think I love having you guys here with me at every step of the way. Like, whether you're cleaning your room, whether you're driving, like I am. Don't do this, you know.
We're not doing anything illegal. I'm holding the camera.
I'm just talking, so it's fine. Like,
You're
like,
just
I'm a normal
talking. It's
person.
not illegal.
Just talking. But yeah, I think just solely have your faith in God, have your trust in Him. Like, don't worry about what's next. You know, enjoy today. Like, let today worry about today. Let tomorrow worry about tomorrow. You know, don't focus so much on the future of, like, what's next? Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, yeah, okay, like, do it, but focus on today. Like, get 1% better.
Yeah.
You know, 1% better is better than no percent, because if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards.
Right.
You know, and me personally, like, I never want to stay stagnant. And I think for so long I've stayed stagnant, and I don't want to move back anymore. Like, I want to keep moving forward. So whether it's in my health, whether it's in my mental health, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in work, whatever it is, I just want to keep moving forward and keep being that person that God has called me to be, and be an influence to people that need Jesus, that need to hear His voice, that need clarity and guidance in their life, and just be a vessel, like, be someone used by Him, you know. And I think that's what it's about. Like, it's not about, like, I was talking yesterday about how, like, our relationship with God is relational. Like, it's supposed to be between us.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's between, like, of course, yes, like, go to church, community, like, yes, people, friendships, etc. Like, yes, community is important, but relationship is relational. It's between you and God, and when you have an encounter with God, nothing else matters. Like, I talk about God so much because I have a relationship with Him. I'm not, like, praying 1,000 hours, and, like, yes, of course, I pray and intercede, but I'm not gonna go into the room and sing to my best friend for, like, 5 hours. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna have conversations with them. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna affirm them. I'm gonna ask them how they are. I'm gonna have them ask me how I am, you know, and we're gonna have conversations and be there for
I think
each
the
other,
powerful
you know?
thing about relation is, like, you have to listen.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just, like, spouting your mouth or talking one way. It's like,
Yeah.
in a relationship that works, you listen to the person.
Yeah, because we tend to just talk a lot, and talk is cheap, and it's kind of like we talk about a lot of things. We're like, this and this and this and this and this and this and this, but at the end of the day, like, do you actually listen?
Right.
And I think that's something really big with me, is that as soon as God speaks to me and He's like, do this or do that. That's why when she came to the house and she's like, hey, you want to go to Morro Bay? And I go, now? And I looked at
That
her.
was, like, such a question. Like, now?
I looked at her with this face, and then immediately I heard God be like, yes, go.
Yeah.
Or, like, I didn't even hear yes, go. I just felt peace.
Yeah.
I just felt peace. And I'm like, she's like, you're not working, right? And I'm like, well, no.
I had to remind you, like, hey, it's okay to take a day off. Like,
Yeah, because
you're not working.
Yeah, because if it was up to me, I'd be at home, like, editing, or, like, just trying to, like, come up with a game plan and, like, try to figure things out. I'm like, this is weird. It's a Thursday. It's a Wednesday. Like, I'm supposed to be doing this. Like,
It's in the middle of the work week, and you're like,
I'm like, you were going
Now?
to San Francisco? Or
Not-
Morro Bay?
not the weekend?
I'm like, we're not, like, we're supposed to relax on the weekend? Like, that's different information. And she's like, no, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Which, it made for great timing with traffic-wise this morning.
Honestly.
Because we got there probably 4.5 hours, and I did lose my phone.
Oh, yeah, I
so
was literally going to tell them, I'm like,
that
tell
was
them about that.
awful. I really didn't want to go back and drive 2 hours to the restroom where I left it, and I was praying.
But you didn't even know where it was.
No, like, I knew where it was because I put it in the restroom.
Yeah, but do you know the gas station?
Oh, yeah, I had no idea which gas station. I knew it was in the restroom,
In a gas
but,
station.
like, I had no idea what gas station, and everyone was asleep, And my co-pilot, my sweet Lily, she was like trying desperately to get a hold of my phone for the last 30 minutes. And they're just like sleeping away, dreaming.
And I find that way, before you say it, I find that really funny because, not funny, but I was telling Crystal, I'm like, that's so crazy because I was literally reading in this book by Mike Todd, which is Crazy Faith, when Jesus was asleep in the storm and the disciples were just wilding out, that they're like, oh my God, like there's a big storm, like how am I gonna do it? And Peter, like, yeah, he walked on water and he saw Jesus and he fell, but he had faith enough to walk on water. And the fact that Jesus' homeboy was asleep, you know, and then here I am asleep in the middle of the storm.
And I was like, I'm not
like,
going to put anything on speaker. I don't want her waking up. I don't want her getting worried.
Oh, I'm out, like, through everything.
I am going to figure this out and it's going to be fine. And then I was like, if worst case scenario, I'm going to drop them off in San Francisco and then drive 2 hours back to pick it up.
That would be hell, because that's literally 2 hours.
And then drive 2 hours back to
San
Fran.
And then where are we going to go for 2 hours? Like, we can't do, like, we don't know where anything is. Like, everything's in dark, so we were going to be walking in the hot sun, like, looking for restaurants.
It was not hot. It was cold. I mean, you guys would be freezing like popsicles.
Yeah, we'd be freezing cold, like, walking and not figuring, like...
It just was a no-go anyway.
Yeah, that was a no for me.
I was definitely Peter walking on water in that moment, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to have faith that someone didn't steal it and it's going to be fine.
And then
everyone woke up.
Oh, literally you said that? Like, as soon as you said that happened?
Yeah, everyone woke up.
Oh, wow.
And you were like, oh, yeah, the gas station. And then everyone was like, and my baby cousin Danny was like, Salinas. And then you were like, yeah, no, Salinas. That's exactly what it was.
No. Like, we're at the gas station. And
I was like, was it an AM, PM? And so Lily, like, Googles it and was like, is this what it looked like? And we all confirmed that was a picture, exact photo of the gas station. And she got the phone number. Like, she is on it. Miss Future President. I want to introduce you guys to her as soon as she wakes up. But definitely someone, if you are in a hard-pressed situation, she's got you. She called the gas station and the guy was so sweet and he was like, oh yeah, we found your phone, it's right here behind the counter. And I was like, well, I'm in San Francisco.
I'm 2 hours away.
There's a problem. And I was like, well, I can either drive back 2 hours or can you hold it behind the counter for me, and then on my way home I'm gonna pick it up, and my name is Crystal. And so he was just super sweet and he was like, yeah, no, enjoy yourself, like, please just go ahead. And I was like, dude, this is so...
And you're like, this is my phone case. And he goes, yeah, that's it.
So I was literally off the grid all day because...
But that's great.
My cell phone was like null and void.
But it's great to be off the grid sometimes.
Every time I reached for my phone, that was the weirdest part. Like, I had phantom, like, pains. Like, dude, where is my extension of my arm?
And then you see everybody else on their phones.
Yeah, taking photos or like calling people.
You're like, okay, what do I do? Twiddle my thumbs.
Yeah.
But even so, legit yesterday, you just left your phone.
I did just leave my phone in the car.
And you're like off the grid, and then you're like, take a photo. Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay.
I'm that person that gives the responsibility to other people, especially when it comes to photos.
But I'm a photo taker. I'm like, sometimes I get so in the moment that I forget, or sometimes I'm like, I literally told her, I'm like, there's 3 versions of me. There's a version of me that's either editing on my phone, and I ignore all my messages, or there's a version of me that's in the moment, ignoring all my messages, or there's another part of me where I'm on my phone all the time, where I'm at home, and I'm responding to all the messages.
Exactly.
You know, so there's like 3 different parts.
For me, it's like, do not disturb, or I leave it in my car.
Yeah.
Those are the only versions you get of me.
Cause I don't know. In my head, I was like, what if you like not die? But like, what if something happens and you're like, what's going on in my life?
I don't worry about it. I'm not a type A personality at all whatsoever.
That's funny. I am a type A person.
Okay.
I am type A to the core. Like, your girl is type A.
There we go.
I'm a very like ba. She's like, yeah.
Do you have like an Enneagram? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I'm in an ENJ.
There's one more.
ENJ.
You already said E. I'm like an ENFP.
ENFJ. I don't know. I have a picture of it. I know I'm an extrovert.
Yes.
And I'm an adventurer.
Yes.
So those are my two.
Okay, a feeler?
No.
So you're not a feeler then?
I feel things a lot.
Well,
but I don't know if I'm a feeler. Like, physically. It's
in your score of the Enneagram.
Yeah.
Or not Enneagram, sorry. This is Myers-Briggs. In your Enneagram, do you know what number you are?
7?
You're a 7? So, like you need to be happy.
Yes.
I think that totally fits you. My best friend and my cousin, she's a 7 too.
Yeah.
And she always like freaked out every time she was sad or upset because
we'll
she
take the
always
quiz tonight and we'll pop it on the screen because I have no idea.
She always felt like, what's wrong with me? I should be happy. Like that's part of her 7 actually.
Oh yeah.
I'm a 4, so I have to be able to create content that matters. I don't just like put things out to put things out. So I love being a 4 so much because I will genuinely listen. I can't do weather.
Today.
Yeah, I can't do weather conversations.
Genuinely listen.
Yeah.
Because I say a bunch of things twice, and then you bring it up, and I go, oh wow.
I just want to make sure you know I'm listening too. Like I think people find
it's so refreshing.
Find me different to where they're
refreshing.
like, oh, this is weird, but
because you're not calling me to be like, hey, can you do this for me?
Yeah.
Hey, like you genuinely came to my house to be like, hey, I'm gonna return this little iPhone charger.
Right.
And I was like, girl, you live 2 hours away. What do you mean? Or like even that, like you're like, hey, I'm gonna drive 2 hours to come see you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I've never met someone like that. That does it on a normal basis.
Dang.
That, like, I'm used to going the extra mile because I tell her, I'm like, I'm used to doing that because I go above and beyond for people that I love and I care. Like, if you're in my inner circle and I care and I love you, I am a birthday person. I go off for you. I will fight for you. I will do whatever I need to do. I'll pray for you. I'll give you my all.
That's so beautiful.
But
why don't we have friendships like that?
That people do it back.
Right.
Because I
never have.
Advantage,
yeah.
You know?
That's been the hardest part in like friends and making friends and like struggling to be good friend.
That's actually what a lot of people have asked me. They're like, how is it to have good kingdom friendships? Like, what is it like to make that and to be able to make new friends in a new city or make new friends here? And it's, I don't know, like for me it was just get caught up in a community like church, like get caught up in a church community, and even that, like we met through a hike. Like,
no church.
find things you're passionate about, and just be open. And all she told me, we'll talk about it in another podcast, but all she told me was congratulations about a breakthrough that I had in my life, and then she started talking about Jesus, and I'm like, oh, she's like Christian. I'm like, oh, but she's like
what did you tell your mom today?
Oh yeah, I go, Mom, like Crystal, she's Christian, like she's prophetic, like she knows the word, and she knows discernment, like she knows like the spiritual like things that I know, and I'm like, we're like on the same level, and I go, oh wow. And so I was like, Mom, like don't worry about her, she's Christian. She's Christian, and then my mom started laughing.
And she's such a sweetheart. I love that I got to say hello to her. Hi, Mom.
I know. Hi, Mom.
I say hi to her.
We love you, Mama.
But part of what kind of special reel we did today, can you talk about that?
Yeah, so basically we did a reel. We went to the Fuller house, and I was like, oh my God, we should do the full house reel.
Yeah.
Like one of those like cringy reels that you go and you like look up and you take pictures, like whatever.
It was perfect.
So you can see it on my Instagram, but we did that and it was so fun. I'm like, I love it. And everybody was so chill about it. Like, you know, no one was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, yeah, like, okay, good. What are you going to do? You're going to do this. You're going to do that.
She had the best models, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was great.
These teens that came with us, they were all for being in front of the camera. They were so perfect.
And I'm here for it. I was just like, I literally told Crystal, I'm like, dude, I am a 12-year-old in a 28-year-old body. Like, facts. Like, Like, we were even talking about the, like, lingo, like, yesterday we were talking about...
Oh, God, the colloquialisms.
Like,
that is so hard to follow
and
nowadays.
I'm telling her, I was like, dude, you say so many big words, so many colloquialisms. I'm like, okay, bet.
English major. I'm so sorry.
No. That's what I was saying. I was like, you're going to get along with my friends.
Oh.
Like, she loves big words, so it's great. We're here for it.
Which is amazing because
I know. I can't wait for you to meet my
Miami. That'd be so amazing. I need to change my flight. That'd be really great to do that.
Yeah, I need to get my flight. I need to figure out how that's gonna happen first.
If you live in the LA area, here's a plug.
I'm like, text me at.
Yay!
Sell me.
Right
DM
here.
me.
We're gonna link it right
I'll
here.
give you my number there. But DM me on Instagram if you wanna. No, I'm never gonna ask, but like, if you feel to, that's fine. If you from the Lord, you DM me. But I will never
If
ask.
you want any headshots, because we have some amazing actresses and actors out there who haven't been discovered yet.
Yes.
We are here for your headshots.
Photos,
Family,
videography,
quinceañeras, weddings.
family events. I'm willing to travel.
She's
get on an
awesome.
airplane.
You should see some of her stuff. Go to her TikTok. Go to her YouTube. Go to her Instagram.
We're working on a rebrand.
We're working on a
in the
concept.
process of things, so
It's gonna be
out of
nice.
our comfort zone, but we're
You guys are gonna love it. She's gonna talk to random strangers. It's not that hard. It's we're gonna start at the most happiest place on earth.
Disney World.
No, Disneyland.
Disneyland. Wow, you see, this is why it's deja vu, because it's literally like, I'm like, oh my god, Disney World. And you're like, no, Disneyland.
You are out of Miami, baby. You are out of Miami. You are a Californian now.
But that's what I was telling my friend. I go, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that I keep bringing Miami up, because for me, I don't know if you guys ever felt this, but it's like I have two homes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? It's like my heart is in two different places, because Miami will forever. Oh, that's oh my god, I think she saw that picture.
What happened?
Oh my god, the thing I told you about. Okay, I'm cutting this out.
Okay. Miami
sorry.
is two homes.
Yeah, so I have two homes. So Miami, when I got back, I just snapped back into it, and then in LA, this is my new home with friends and family. And
Well, like, how long till you landed that I kidnapped you?
literally, I landed on
Thursday?
Thursday. I landed on Thursday. I didn't go to Hop.
I went to
You
church
went to
with
church
you
on Sunday.
Sunday.
Because you're like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
3 days. It was 3 days that you saw me right after. I was like, oh wow. I was like, she loves me.
Aww.
I was like, aw. And even my friend Megan, like she also watches YouTube videos, but she's been reaching out to me and been so loving to me.
Hi, Megan.
We love you, Megan. And like she's been reaching out to me and being like so kind and so caring, and I'm like, wow, like love.
Yes. I love that God put people in your life to care for different seasons in your life.
Like different things.
Different things in your life. Like, I would even put them as seasons. What would you, like, qualities, characteristics?
I
or
feel like different
compartments
aspects
of your life.
Different aspects of my life that need help.
Yeah.
Like, for example, it's like Megan is literally there to help me, like, with work and jobs and this. You're here to, like, bring more spontaneity in my life. You're here to bring, like, more joy and obviously more Jesus and just, you know.
I want you to have freedom.
You know, and then I'm here in your life to bring structure and to, like, help you have more joy in your life, you know. And I think it's so beautiful, because I was telling her, my name is Abigail, and it literally means the Father's joy. Yeah. Like,
and my name is Clarity, Crystal. Like,
oh, wow.
my grandmother, when I was younger, she used to call me Cristalito. And
wow.
that's just, like, something that pierced through without blemish. Like, it's just clear. And I feel like this is the most honest relationship I've had, but also because, like, if you don't have honesty, like, there isn't going to be any friendship, any relationship.
Agreed.
And I've constantly taught you, like, your no is valuable. Like, you definitely don't need to tell me another story if you genuinely are tired and you don't want to hang out. Like, I get that I'm coming down 2 hours away and that we plan something, but life happens. And I think that's something powerful to know, that every single person, not just female, but every person is valuable in their no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not in your way. You're good.
That's okay.
But I think that's like the best.
I'm like, hello.
I think that's the best lesson I've given you in our like month of friendship, is just like, hey, I value your words, Abigail. Like, you don't need to sugarcoat them. You don't need to make me feel like you don't want to hurt my feelings. Like, if you genuinely are tired and you just need to reschedule, it's not going to be like I'm never going to see you again.
I know. Like, the thing is that, like, I guess, like, coming from my perspective, it's literally the people
pleaser. Right. Mm-hmm.
That it's like you like had to check out of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh snap.
Wow. Yeah.
You know?
And is that, do you think, learned or cultural, or because I know that can happen in a Mexican culture?
Culture.
Because you're Filipina.
The thing is, I can't speak for all Filipinos.
Right.
That I can't be like, because I'm very Americanized, so I can't be like, as the fellow president of the Philippines. No. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I am Filipino, but I like Filipinos tend to, and like this is just an opinion, not fact, right?
Yeah, or no observation.
Like, my observation, right? Filipinos, we tend, at least me, I tend to lower myself.
Yes.
If
to convenience someone else's.
If someone is in higher authority than me.
Oh,
so,
okay.
for example, if it's like, if I know that you're older than me, and I know that you have more responsibility or more understanding about a certain topic than me, even though I know more, I'll lower myself because you know more, and you're like that elder and that respect. Like, that's Filipinos have like a lot of respect.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, let's talk about that after. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I think.
That's cool. Yeah, for that whole season of our friendship, I think we're like drifting towards a new one, which is beautiful.
We're helping each other.
We're
out.
no longer crying in vehicles.
Oh my god. That seems so long ago.
Yeah.
And it's even crazy because you told me, you're like, Abby, like, I see more definitions in your cheeks. And like, I see the difference in you from when you first started. And that means a lot to me because I have been working so hard on that. And I haven't felt like a difference. Even though sometimes I see it.
And like, you see yourself every day in the mirror.
Yeah, I see myself. I'm like, oh yeah, like, I saw this. But I feel better. I feel more confident that I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk. I'm not at that out of breath, or like I can actually, like, I did a gym membership this week. That is the fact that I can, if I can't control my workplace, I can control my body.
Amen.
And I can control what I eat. And that was like,
in the most balanced sense of control.
Like, when I say control, I don't mean
in a
control.
healthy control.
Yeah, when I say control, I don't mean control because I'm a very type A person. Like, I like schedule.
Yes.
So what I mean by control, I mean like, hey, build a habit, go to the gym in the morning. Hey, build a habit, eat oatmeal in the morning, eat eggs in the morning, eat this avocado in the morning instead of pancakes, instead of this, instead of...
Hey, my grandfather's 92 and he's eating oatmeal every day of his life for breakfast.
I love oatmeal. Overnight oats slap. I've actually, the fact that now I have time to actually heat up my oatmeal, put blueberries in there, and like, you know, don't eat it with sugar. Like, that's such a huge thing for me. And not go to Starbucks every single day, because that was a habit that, now we're talking about habits, that's a habit that I broke was in Miami. Everybody knows me at work. Like, I would go to Starbucks every single day. Like, every single day, venti, vanilla iced latte with oat milk.
That was your slice of joy.
My slice up with my ham and cheese croissant, my egg bites, because I thought it was healthy. You know, with sugar. I cut out Starbucks. Like, I only go like once a week or twice a week, or not a lot as I did before. I buy my own coffee now. Like, I do my things at home. I make my breakfast. Like, I haven't been to McDonald's in a while. Like,
Thank
go to
God,
McDonald's.
that stuff will kill you.
I know, but like, your girl loves McDonald's, and I was even telling Crystal that I opened about this in the other podcast, but like, I emotionally eat. Like, I'm an emotional eater. I tend to overcompensate that. And I was actually talking to her about something that happened to me this week. Like, a situation happened that didn't go my way.
Yeah.
And I immediately texted my trainer and I'm like, I want to run to food right now.
Yeah.
And then she's like, go on a walk. And I go, okay. And I went on a walk and I'm like, I still feel bad.
Wow.
she's like, okay, like, eat your dinner. I was like, okay, eat my dinner. And I'm like, and I called Crystal, I called a friend, I called Crystal to be accountable. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. I went on a walk and then I went home, I ate, and then I did better. You know, I was 1% better.
But wow, look at that. You had 3 steps of communication, physical body, out in the open walking, and then you ate your dinner.
Because I went to the gym earlier that day too. I worked on arms and I was so exhausted that I can finally move my legs again. Like I couldn't, like, if you saw me yesterday.
Yeah, it was really hard.
I physically could not move my legs.
Yeah.
And
you were waddling, honey.
I'm literally waddling. And then I was like, my God, like, how can I? And then, so I sent a video, I'll probably put it on the screen, but I sent a video to my trainer, and I was like, look, I'm literally waddling right now, but I'm obeying you because everything hurts and I'm in pain emotionally, but I'm going to go to walk. And I literally told her, I was like, I'm so excited to, like, box tomorrow, to punch things out. And she's like, okay. Because I was like, I'm not going to go back to the gym when I just, like, went this morning and showered and, you know, did all that stuff. Like, I was like, I don't want to be that person that's, like, runs to the gym every time there's a slight inconvenience in their life, too.
Right. Because then, like, you're just replacing that with, like, something else instead of Jesus.
Yeah, so I would rather, like, run to God. And then I did, like, a walk, but it was, like, more a prayer walk. And I was, like, praying and putting worship on and then just spending time with God and try to figure out. And then, boom, literally the next day, you take me on this trip and journey of life, and I feel so much better. And
praise God,
it's like I'm rejuvenated in the sense of, like, okay, I can make a plan. And
I used that word yesterday, that this is a season for you to be rejuvenated, because you can't pour out what you don't got.
Exactly.
And I think rejuvenation gives you space for more wells to be filled up with living water, and you just pour it out.
Oh, that's true. And then I even felt that with you as well. It's like when I told her, I told her, I was like, look, I remember telling her or telling someone that I was like, look, if this opportunity does not happen, I'm going to go up and stay with you for a week.
That was me.
Figure out your life. Figure out my life.
Yeah.
Figure out each other's lives.
Yeah.
And then we're going to work hard and we're going to make it happen. And then the fact that we literally just met a month ago.
Yeah, that's still insane for me. Like, I feel like I've known you all my life.
Yeah, like, I still think about it. I'm like, how did that happen? And we're so comfortable with each other, which is, like, crazy in a good way. That I'm like, how?
Which is really beautiful, like, because yesterday I just thought about us. Like, I don't know if the Lord gave me a vision or if I just thought about it, but, like, you're literally going to be someone I know the rest of my life. Little old ladies in rocking chairs and being like, do you remember when we met? Do you want to hike again?
We went on a hike. And I would be like, I want to go on a hike. And then and you're like, we are going on a hike today. With her bun, her little gray bun. Can you imagine, like, older us just watching this video and being like, remember? Do you remember?
Oh! It's September.
Okay, so I think it's time. I don't know how long. It's been like 58 minutes or something.
It's a good hour.
Yeah, we've been talking a while.
Good job.
So, sorry about Crystal's doing her best. Sorry about the camera angle. I know it's a little tilted.
Oh, no. We don't say sorry. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Hey, this is a podcast, so, you know, it is.
It is a live podcast.
It is. There's no, like, crazy mic, so, you know, vibes. And
and we love you, and we want to be a witness in your life, that if we can help in any way by expressing and sharing what God's done in us, if you're feeling the plunge, this is your challenge. Go on a hike.
Country.
Okay, or that.
Go out, people.
Go out there.
Say yes to opportunity.
Go out there. Say yes to opportunity. Do not be afraid to say no.
Trust in God.
There's a value in your no, but also if the Lord is pushing and leading, say yes. Like, say yes to Him.
Believe and have faith that God has you.
Right.
And that even though you don't know what's next or like what's gonna happen, know that you're in this season for a reason.
Yes.
And you need
Amen.
to discern the reason you're in this season and enjoy it.
I think part of what I loved about last night too was you were able to even like minister to my baby cousin where I hadn't been able to for like, just because I want him to know that there's a space of freedom and love with me, that I will never be anything but love for him.
Of course.
And thank you for implementing Jesus into our conversations, because that's exactly where the Lord desires to meet us. Exactly where we are.
And like I said before, it's like, if you're friends with me, you're friends with Jesus.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like I love God so much that all I do is talk about him, and it's not even in the most religious way. Like I was literally talking about God. No, I was literally talking about like TV shows, and then we're talking about like certain topics, and then all of a sudden we're here talking about Jesus, and I'm like, well, balance.
Hearts were opened, evangelism ensued. Like there's just so much joy that I felt like the Holy Spirit even pressed upon yesterday. Just peace. Like I love how God promises like peace that transcends all understanding. Well, even in the car ride home, like there's so much anxiety nowadays that people struggle with, and like not to mention I had my own bout of personal like situations that led me to have a panic attack for the first time in my life, and I'm 33 years old. And one of my best friends, she told me, take off my shoes, feel the ground. And she asked me, what do you feel? What do you smell? What do you see? Literally grounding me in the moment instead of the fear that could have been the future. And it just really helped me, and she prayed for me. And I'll never forget that moment where I've always wondered how people can have anxiety, because I'm not like Abby knows, I'm not a worrier. I'm definitely the friend that's like, hey, let's jump off this 40-foot cliff. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, let's go to Greece. I'm like, okay. I'm like, how? Like,
I just want to ride a burro all the way up to the white building with the blue tile. I just want to wear a white dress
and have my Mamma Mia moment. Like, that's it.
But like, I just definitely love the freedom that God's placed in my life, and I know that out of everything he's given me, like, you've been the sweetest friendship, and I'm so thankful for you. And I'm like so excited to see what God does through you, because I'm gonna be along for the ride.
I'm like crying to the Christian.
Don't cry, don't cry. But like, it's wonderful to have you in my life, because it's like I would have missed you if you never were in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I never would have known.
We never would have met if you never said congratulations or like.
So that's another challenge to someone. Don't ever tell somebody nothing. Like, if God puts it on your heart to tell somebody something, you never know what like that can lead to. This
friendship would have came out if she never like did the first move.
Would have said congratulations. Yes.
Say congratulations.
About 15 years ago, God gave me that challenge. Like, call out beauty where beauty is, you know, and don't ever hoard it.
Well, I love that.
And ever since then, I've been telling strangers how beautiful they were, or how amazing their lives were, or how wonderful their blessings have been, because it's like, you are so close to the situation that you don't see what a beautiful blessing it is.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
I love you, Crystal.
I love you too.
Hopefully I can see your face soon.